Hello and welcome to Talk a Game. It's just finished. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, West Ham United 1. Lopetegui's first win and second friendly in charge of the Hammers. And I thought this game showed us completely different things to the first one. On Monday, when we were in Austria, I felt it was quite structured and quite disciplined, and the players had positions and roles and was very strict almost to some extent. But today was a little bit different. I think the opposition and the style of the opposition played its part. On Monday, you could see the high press in the first half. Today, there was no high press because they didn't really have the ball, Dagenham. When they did have it, there was a high press, but it was a very comfortable, easy game for West Ham this afternoon. The only thing lacking was that cutting edge in the final third and creating more opportunities, but a lot of good performances today. And I'd imagine a lot of things Lopetegui will be pleased with coming out of it. And I'm far more encouraged by what I've seen today compared to what I've seen on Monday. There was a lot of uncertainties off the back of Monday's game, but I think today, much more of what I would associate with a Lopetegui team that I've seen previously at Wolves, for example. This was more of a familiar feel to that. We've been expecting, or well, I can only speak for myself. I've been expecting attacking fullbacks under Lopetegui. We got that today. We got very attacking fullbacks under him. They were all up high, all four of them. In the first half, we started with a 4-2-3 formation. This was to continue for the duration of the game. There was no switch of formation at halftime in this one. 22 different players involved for West Ham. And we started off with Emerson and Casey as a fullbacks, and we finished the game with Cresswell and Kodua. And I think some of our better performances today came from our defenders, including the centre-backs. But Emerson in the first half was getting really high up the pitch. And in the second half, Cresswell was, so much so, he was offside twice. Aaron Cresswell, I don't think I've ever seen him be offside in my life. Offside twice. And Kodua on the right-hand side was fantastic at getting down there. They were pinning Dagenham back. And Mavropanos in the second half was almost playing as a right-back. But the centre-backs were split. They didn't mind being open. We were taking risks in that regards. I thought the centre midfield did well in terms of not going too far away from the centre-backs, just in case of a counter-attack. But today's game, I felt for 90 minutes, it was all about the attacking fullbacks of Lopetegui's system. And I thought they all impressed, actually, some more than others, and we'll get into that. In the first half, the players that stood out for me, I thought Kilman looked brilliant with his distribution from the back. Some of it was short and quick into the feet of the likes of James Ward-Prowse and Orford. He was trying to break the lines on a couple of occasions, but he wasn't afraid to go long. And this is something that was continuous through the 90 minutes, regardless of who was playing and who the target was. We were not afraid to play long and to play quick. That ball from the centre-back or the full-back across a long diagonal over to usually the other full-back, high up the pitch, was a frequent thing that we've seen today. Kilman out to Casey. We saw it a lot. Mavropanos looking for Cresswell or Scarles over on the left-hand side. We've seen it quite a lot. And it was different players involved each time. I liked it a lot. It was encouraging. And it was clear to me, it was a clear way that Lopetegui wants us to play. And I thought in the first half, I thought Kilman was excellent at it. Emerson was getting forward really well. Centre midfield of Orford and Potts continued on with what we're seeing on Monday. Two really confident young players there. They both made a bad pass in the first half, which in the Premier League, it might get punished. You get away with it in a friendly, and you get away with it against a side of Dagenham and Redbridge ability, especially when you combine the two. So nothing came of it, but they both had a sloppy pass. However, it didn't impact either of them. They both continued to drop back, get the ball from the defence. They were comfortable taking it when under pressure. Neat and tidy play from the two of them. I thought Casey did well out of position at right back. In the first half, I thought Kane looked quite sharp. He was trying to get involved. He was getting involved. James Ward-Prowse just looked senior. I don't know how to describe it. He just looked like he had authority in that team. I thought Marshall struggled a bit up front. And Guilherme, on Monday, I came away from the game not really knowing much more about Guilherme. He played 45 minutes on the left-hand side. And it was just difficult to read anything into the match, into his individual game. But today there was a lot more evidence. He was getting in behind the fullbacks. He was coming in field quite a lot, allowing Casey to hold the touchline. A couple of good opportunities. One from a flick on from James Ward-Prowse, of all people. James Ward-Prowse won a header and the other one was a touchdown by Casey. Both of them coming from long balls. The long ball for the second one, was from Kilman out to Casey, just touched it into the path of Guilherme. The keeper, both occasions, so I thought did well from Dagenham. In a competitive fixture, I'd be looking at that and thinking that's an opportunity, need to be doing better with those. But in a pre-season friendly, I'm just encouraged that we're just sort of doing that. And I think it was a much better performance from Guilherme today. Lots of changes in the second half, but the system remained the same. The way we played remained the same. On Monday, I felt like it was two different formations, two different styles on show almost. But today it was just consistent throughout 90 minutes. Like-for-like substitutions. In the second half, we made it 1-0. Andy Irving, who else? The Scottish Iniesta stepping up in absolute... It was a banger. I'm not just saying this. It was a banger. Ball out to the left-hand side on Danny Ings. Held it up well. Gives it to Ward-Prowse. He lays off Andy Irving from about 20 yards. Quite central. Just curls it with his left foot into the top right corner. Curling away from the keeper the whole time. Fantastic strike from him. And I thought he looked good. I think Irving looked good. Some neat touches. Confident. He looks confident. He looks comfortable. And I think he's trying... I think there's one or two players perhaps not trying 100%, and I'm not bothered, and I get why they're not. But I do feel like Irving's maybe putting in more effort than most players in a West Ham shirt, and he should be. But he looked good today. He looked good on Monday, and he's looked good again today. Got an assist on Monday, scored a goal today. He's having a solid start to his pre-season at West Ham. Maybe he might even get announced now. Maybe the media team will think, you know what, this guy's all right. Shall we put up an article about him? Maybe we'll interview him. Maybe we'll do something. Maybe we can announce the signing of Andy Irving. Anyway, the club might ignore him, but we here at Hammers Chat shall not. There's justice, respect being put on the Andy Irving name here at Hammers Chat, and we like it. We're here for it. The game was to go on, and I thought we looked good. The second half, I thought, was... stop-start for a couple of reasons. One, substitutions. A lot of subs, particularly for Dagenham and Redbridge. I don't know if they just didn't make that many at half-time, but they seemed to stop the game a few times in the second half. So they're entitled to. I've not got an issue with it. It just impacts the flow of the game. And also, a lot of niggly fouls. I felt the first half, it was quite sort of free-flowing a little bit. In the second half, I just feel like there was more fouls being done, cynical ones as well, where Kudus would take on a player and they would just bring him down by holding onto his shoulders. Nothing dangerous, nothing aggressive. It was just little kicks and pulls here and there that stops the game, and it just kills any momentum. And we did it as well. It wasn't just Dagenham. Lewis Orford pulled one of their players down when he sort of spun him on the halfway line. In Premier League game, there'd have been yellow cards getting handed out in the second half, and I understand why there isn't. I'm not saying there should be. I'm just giving context as to why it was perhaps a little bit of a second half that just didn't really have much flow to it. However, I thought Kudus looked good. I thought Kudus looked good when he came on, and he maybe got 25, 30 minutes today. Kudus, he was last on the pitch alongside Patrick Kelly and all his Scarls. He didn't come out for the second half. He got brought on as the subs. But the positions he was picking up. Now, I was on Kudus cam today because a couple of days ago there was quotes from Kudus about how the way Lopetegui plays is the way he wants to play. And here's what Kudus said as a winger. And I thought that's an interesting thing. A lot of us have been wondering what's Kudus's role? Where is he going to play? A lot of people want to see him in the number 10 role, maybe even the number 8 role. But Kudus said, that's how I want to play as a winger. And I thought that was important. I don't think you can dismiss that. That's something I've clung to. So, all right, maybe he's been informed he's going to be playing as a winger this season. So I was sort of on Kudus cam, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Now, it's Jared Bowen's position, but on paper, he's on the right wing, if you like. Actually, I've got something I can show you. This is the 11 from the first half, but just bear with me. I'm improvising here. So where Guilherme is on there, that's the right wing position. That's where Kudus was in the second half. So on paper, he's right wing. But he wasn't right wing. He was closer to the centre of the pitch than the touchline. Kodua was coming down that side non-stop in the second half. In the positions Kudus was picking up were really good, but not only that, I think the passes from Mavropanos were excellent. He kept on giving it to Kudus. There you go, just 10, 15 yards, but he was zipping it into his feet. Kudus was on a half turn, and there was a couple of really good runs from him. One across the face of goal, played out to left, one down the right, crossed it. Keeper did well. I thought Kudus looked good today. But his positioning, I thought, was just excellent in the second half, and I liked it quite a bit. I liked the fullbacks getting forward. And like I said, this just feels like a Lopetegui blueprint. We know, or we knew, I can't keep speaking for everyone, stop it. I knew he likes his wide players to come in field. They were doing that today. I know he likes his attacking fullbacks. They were doing that today. I was really encouraged by today. I've come away feeling like I've watched a Lopetegui 90 minutes. I didn't really feel like that on Monday. There was things I liked, but it was maybe expecting a little bit more. Today we got that a little bit more, a little bit something. It is only friendly. Should have done a disclaimer at the start. It's only friendly. Can't take it. You've got to take it with a pinch of salt. But like I say, it's indicators, right? It's indicators. I think it's fair to assume that because the fullbacks are playing like this today, we might see that a lot next season. I think that's a fair assumption. And I was pleased with it. It wasn't perfect. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more threat in the final third. Their keeper wasn't busy. A couple of saves from Guilherme in the first half. That was about it. We didn't really test the goalkeeper too much. A bit more of a polished performance in the final third would have been encouraging. But it felt like a step up from Monday's game in Austria. I felt like the tempo was just a bit more. The passing was a bit slicker. Passing was a bit quicker. 1 or 2 touch football. I like it. I enjoyed that. For a 1-0 friendly in pre-season, which is what it was, I thought it was all right, actually. I've come away quite pleased with what I've seen. I'm looking forward to the next one. Obviously, we've got Wolves and Crystal Palace as the next 2 friendlies over in America. I'm looking forward to seeing what we do against them. Tougher opposition, much bigger step up, and I appreciate it will be played like a friendly rather than a Premier League game. But that maybe sort of lack of positioning from Dagenham today won't be there against Palace or Wolves. So I'm intrigued by this next test. In terms of player performances, Kilman was good in the first half, Mavropanos in the second half, and it's weird picking out centre backs, but I do think. And I almost wish Frankie was at the Ebbsfleet game today, watching West Ham under 21s. We lost 2-0 in that game. But he was critical of Mavropanos on Monday, and I understood why. I thought he was sloppy on Monday. But I'm looking forward to Mavropanos this season. I am. I'm looking forward to him. And I thought today was a big improvement from Monday, but I was watching him. I thought his distribution was fantastic, actually. I think Kodua was possibly the pick of the youngsters for me. Orford on Monday. And the youngsters did well today. Some were better than others, but I think Kodua was the pick of the youngsters. Excellent getting down that right-hand side. Some real nice touches, quite brave. But his positioning just meant Kudus could go do his thing in field a little bit. And I was pleased with what I've seen. So the 2 players I'm picking out today for different reasons are Konstantinos Mavropanos and Gideon Kodua. I thought both were excellent. Two big thumbs up from me. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and disappear. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Hit 39,000 subscribers during the watch along. That was nice. Please do drop a like on as well by clicking thumbs up. If you watch the game, get involved in the comments below. Leave us your thoughts. It could be about individual players. It could be about the performance as a whole, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you're hoping to see but you didn't see. Any thoughts you have in today's game, get into the comments below. I'll be back later on to take a look at what you're all saying. And tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, I'll be live at 9 a.m. 9 o'clock tomorrow, I'm live to interact with the live chat. So if you're around tomorrow at 9 a.m., please do come and join me. I'd appreciate it. And the more people that get involved, the better. We'll be talking about the game. We'll be talking about transfer targets, current West Ham players, anything you lot wish to discuss about. It's something I'll be doing every single week during the season. So the more people that come along, the better. And it's going to be a very high engagement show. It always has been with Charlie, but I don't have Charlie anymore. It's just myself. So I'll be relying on the live chat even more. So if you're kicking around tomorrow at 9, please do come join me. I'll appreciate it a lot. But subscribe, drop a like on it, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.